And we got another episode of Moped Outlaws. And this one, if everyone doesn't mind a little transparency, like I recall distinctly when looking at Hollis as a possible guest, thinking, oh my gosh, I'm not sure if I want to enter this realm because he has, what's the disease?
Muscular dystrophy.
Right. But this was a fantastic ride with Hollis Peirce. And boy, what a vibrant, lively gentleman we have on this episode.
It's really a great test for people who are normally able-bodied to push past their presumptions of what it'd be like to have a conversation with someone who is not as able-bodied. And if you do it, if you listen and you watch this, you will be well rewarded. Hollis is a gem of a gem, and there's humor and adventure and truth.
So enjoy the ride and support Blast, Compton Cowboys, Penis, the usual.
Yeah.
Sis, hallo?
Blijven.
Dus je zeker wegen them.
Two outlaws on the lam, taking the back roads through America.
You can't drink enough coffee for this show.
And now it's time for Monday Madness with the Moped Outlaws, Greg and Mark.
And we're live with another ride with Moped Outlaws. And today we have a very special guest, Hollis Peirce, who's on the East Coast. And he has his own podcast, right? 21st Century Disability.
That is it.
And the motto is disability knows no boundaries, correct?
Yeah.
All right. And then you have congenital muscular dystrophy.
There's nothing congenial about it. It's congenital.
Yeah, congenital. Exactly. Yeah, congenital muscular dystrophy.
All right.
Well, welcome to the show, Hollis. How are you feeling today?
I'm great, Mark. Yeah, I'm fantastic. It's a nice spring day here in Ottawa. Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
You're in Ottawa. Oh, you're on the other side of the border.
Yeah, I am.
He's on the right side.
Yeah, I'm on the right side. Or the left side.
Well played, sir. I can see where this is going to go.
Oh my God, there's so much crowding through my mind. Let me ask you, Hollis, diving in, what do you find you are able to do to keep and sustain hope in your life?
To keep and sustain hope. Honestly, is maintain my dark sense of humor. Yeah.
You know any good dark jokes?
All of them end with my death. So
ooh. That is dark.
So what you're saying is this is all one big dark joke.
It is. Yeah. It is.
On us.
Yeah.
Too.
There you go.
Yeah.
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 Wow, that is beautiful.
You and Greg fit right in. Two birds in a pod, or two peas in something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of like dark British humor. Yeah.
Do you know the stand-up comic Anthony Jeselnik?
I do not. No.
Oh, you will love him.
Okay, I'm missing out apparently.
Yeah, he's brilliant dark humor.
He's not everybody's cup of tea.
Oh no. Not yours much, I'm guessing.
I think he's hilarious. The one time I would let myself watch him, I laugh my ass off. But when I say what I mean is allow myself the space in my time schedule to actually get to comedy. But I think I should revisit him. And what this brings up for me is a bad joke I tried to make 5 minutes ago, but was wise enough not to. And now I'm no longer that wise, which is there's stand-up comedy, but then there's roll-up comedy, which would be your genre.
Yes. My genre is, I don't know. With my experience, it's called sit-down comedy.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about doing any kind of comedy? Yeah.
You know what? You know what's funny is that for years as a kid, I'm a huge Seinfeld fan. I don't know about you guys, but so I remember he released his "I'm Telling You for the Last Time" record with like all the jokes that he was retiring from the Seinfeld era, and I memorized that as a kid. And then I would, when we were having like big family get-togethers, I would perform them in the middle of dinner. I don't know why I did that, but it was yeah. But and as far as my own jokes, no, yeah. My own comedy is more just like in my head, and in the middle of conversations, I'll come up with, some smart quip about my dying or something like that. Yeah.
What I imagine is that with a condition like yours, there's tends to be a overall kind of somber moods in places like dinner tables and gatherings. And so developing that ability to cut through that to
Yeah.
create some moment of humor would really sort of lighten up the experience for you a little bit, right?
Yeah. Like with my condition, like early on in my life, like I am living in a long-term care facility right now because, as you can see, I've got my vent on me. Because my disability has progressed to a point where I need a trach for like, to be able to fully breathe. But for years I was living at home, and I was actually living uh on campus at university for a lot of years during my graduate degree. So my life has not been that dark and somber. It was fairly, bright and entertaining. I mean, I'm the only physically disabled, like individual in my family, but I was never treated like one. I was the youngest of 3 siblings, and my siblings still beat me up like just like they all, just like
It's
anybody else.
it's good to know that abuse finds no boundaries.
Exactly. Exactly.
Do you find that people want to treat you as though you're made of glass?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like ableism is a very real thing, and like even new nurses who meet me here, they come in, they're just barely touching me. I'm like, it's okay. I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? Or like sometimes I might, with my dark sense of humor, I might be like, "Oh dear God, no!" Like, but,
They go running out of the room.
yeah, call the manager. No, like,
Oh my God.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I would love to be there when that happened.
I got a vision of a South Park cartoon when you did it, so it's like,
yeah.
I'm wondering. There's a friend of ours that has Huntington's disease.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that. What is that?
that is a generic disease that's been
Genetic.
I'm genetic. God,
Yeah.
oh my language, English. I'm learning it.
Yeah.
It's been described as Parkinson's, Alzheimer's.
Okay.
It's like they say the worst of the worst, and
Oh no.
yeah. But here's part of it is it affects the neurological system. So people have
Yeah.
had character changes that have been extreme, or the thought process is hampered. And I'm wondering if neurology is part of your own disease that's affected.
No, mine is mine's simply muscular. Simply neuromuscular. And I'm only 38. And a lot I have a fairly uncommon form of muscular dystrophy, and it's more like stable. So I've been in a wheelchair all my life, whereas the most common forms of muscular dystrophy, you're not really diagnosed until about 8 or 9 when you start, tripping and falling a lot. Um, Whereas I've never been able to walk, and it's not like it's so my form is slowly progressive, but it's so slow that I can't really detect it until something major happens. Uh, like I've gone from issues like I used to be able to eat and chew solid foods. But then I had to switch to pureed food. So, but I didn't have a different diet. It was just my parents used to have to, put my food in the food processor. And now I'm like, I'm more fully dependent upon feeding tube, feed on my feeding tube, and then the hospital here says like, no, you're not supposed to eat, but a guy's gotta live. So I like last night I went to play poker with my buddies, and we had pizza. So yeah, like, yeah.
How'd you do?
Oh, it's fun. Yeah, and I mean,
how'd you do in the poker game?
yeah, I was getting to. I thought that was what you're meaning, and I won a very big hand.
All right.
But then it was like I ended up losing. I ended up just coming out $5 short, but that's fine.
All right.
Yeah, paying $5 for a night with your boys is fun. Yeah.
Do you guys play dealer's choice where you go around the table and whoever's dealing gets to choose the game?
No, we just play Texas Hold'em.
Yeah, that's pretty normal. Okay.
Yeah.
So
How
just
about you
on
guys?
the poker tip for a second, what's the hand that you like? I think it's like a 5-7 or something like that. Like, what's the worst hand where you're just going to fold right away?
2-9 unsuited. Yeah.
2-9 unsuited.
Kids.
That's the poker knowledge, right? That's like a classic thing, and most people realize that a 2-9 unsuited is. And I personally, I love Texas Hold'em, and I have done a little bit of that on my phone. And
Oh yeah.
when I turned 50, I went to a tournament, and I was stoked to make it to the second table, which I
Yeah.
thought was a miracle considering how bad I was. But it was in Podunk Nowheresville, really. Do you ever play in tournaments, or is it even? Are you able to hold cards? It doesn't appear like you're able to hold cards.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
If you put my arms like I for instance, I just put it at a bit of an elevated position, and then I can rest my hand on like Kleenex box or something, and then I would.
Then you can peek underneath.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I
That's
was
right.
just
That's right.
picturing in the realm of dark humor, you get
Yeah.
invited to poker games because they can cheat you easily.
Yeah, yeah. Well, one time I just bet blind. I just didn't know what my cards are, and I actually won. But
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
So much for poker being about strategy.
yeah. It was fairly. I think my friends were just intimidated.
Mm.
So yeah, because I was like, no fear. Like, yeah, $5. All right. Yeah.
So that brings up the question for me about fear in general for you. Do you find that in your life there's a kind of fearlessness that you had to pull out of your soul early on, and that you live less fearful than others? Is it basically about the same?
Yeah, no, I think fear. I'm really not that scared of much. Like aside from like slasher horror movies, I don't know what the point of that is. And
Right.
although a friend of mine is trying to get me to watch the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I'm like, what? Why? Like, but yeah, I've had to deal with a lot of more serious, dangerous things in my life. Like I had scoliosis like when I was a kid, because usually when you have muscular dystrophy, when you hit puberty, your muscles aren't strong enough to support the weight of your growing spine, and so what they did was they had to like put a steel rod to your spine from your tailbone to your collarbone, and that's like an 18-hour surgery.
Yeah.
And so you know uh when you had to put up with that, that's not much else is very scary. And I
So
also was diagnosed with like I was also diagnosed with cancer, like, but it was ended up being benign. Yeah. So yeah.
that's good.
Jeez.
That would have scared you for sure.
Honestly, it didn't. I don't know. For some reason, it didn't really. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just
That's
another
good.
thing.
Just another thing the body does.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
So are you scared of the United States invading Canada?
You know what? Honestly, no, I was not. I was not afraid of it, because I think honestly, if Trump wanted to do that, and decided to do that, I think a lot of Americans would have just said, "No, fuck that." Like we're not, because like so many Americans know that Canada and the US is supposed to be friends. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, yeah.
Except when it comes to the Stanley Cup.
Yeah. Except for that. Or the Olympics. Yeah.
Right.
Are you a hockey fan?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's so stereotypical Canadian.
Yeah. I'm a bigger baseball fan, though,
Oh, wow.
actually. Yeah.
Wow.
And although, they say all Canadians like the Blue Jays, that's not the case for me. I'm a Mets fan.
You
Yeah.
picked a real underdog.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's too bad we have to end this podcast right now, Hollis. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, no, because like I as a kid, we used to vacation in New York City quite a bit. Just because, from Ottawa to New York is only an 8-hour drive. And as I grew older, like airplanes were pretty difficult trips for me. So we did vacation just basically in a drivable distance. Yeah.
Are you able to still travel now?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. Just by driving. I could do an airplane, but airplanes is pain in the ass. Like, I really do not understand with all this like fancy ass technology, how the hell they can't figure out that a wheelchair can be in the cabin. It's just like, yeah, every single other way of travel has figured it out, but not air travel apparently.
So could you take like trains?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
Trains actually are very comfortable. Like you go in, they have like modified cars, and so you go. What they do is they like tie you down in like a luggage compartment.
Is this
And
an S&M train?
yeah, basically. But then, instead of being in the luggage compartment, it elevates you into the regular car. Yeah,
Oh, that's very cool.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I thought you were making what I thought that was your dark humor, like you're in the
Oh yeah,
luggage
yeah,
compartment. Um, what did you get your degree in?
yeah. History.
And
Yeah.
is that something you use as part of your life?
Yeah, a bit. I mean, in generally speaking, like when I graduated from my master's degree, in all honesty, I was thinking about going into teaching in some way, preferably in post-secondary. But with all these people with their tenured contracts, it's very difficult to get a position there. And so I was probably gonna end up teaching high school or something like that. But uh, so when I started, I really enjoyed. I had done some guest lecturing during my graduate degree, and I absolutely loved that. And so I wanted to continue it. And so I was sort of, I was trying to figure out a way that I could do that still on a regular basis. And, podcasting seemed to be sort of a similar line of that kind of thing. Yeah. So if you like look at my first few, like 2 seasons of my podcast, it's just me monologuing. So it's very boring, so you can just skip past it also. Yeah.
Get the AI summary of them.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
one of the things that is part of American history is we tend to push our history out into the world as if it's super significant, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
realize
I know your history more well than the Canadian history.
so my question was going to be like, what are the significant elements of Canadian history that most people miss in their, Amerocentric historical context? What are some of the highlights of Canadian history that you're really interested in?
Well, oftentimes you guys tend to forget that you have already attempted to invade Canada, and we killed you this time.
Really? When did that happen?
In I think mid 1800s. Yeah.
Was that like around the Spanish War?
No, that would have been later than the Spanish War.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was like the Battle of Toronto or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we tried to invade and failed in the
Yeah.
middle of the 19th century. And then what's another significant Canadian historical sort of feature or event that you think the people should know more about?
the fact that I'm trying to.
I got a question. Here's
Yeah.
something I've always wondered. Why is Canada still French and United Kingdom? And what, like, I don't understand that. Is part of it literally, are there two parts of Canada and one is literally a French colony and the other's a United Kingdom colony?
No. We are 100% still a member of the colony
UK.
of the UK. Yeah, we are. We still participate in the I'm blanking on the name of the games, but the name when all the UK colonies compete with one another in their our form of the Olympics. But yeah, no, it's just that Quebec is a French province, and they are proudly francophone, and so they do have their own they do have rules that the other provinces don't adhere to. Like, for instance, French is there is like needs to be taught in schools, and and so they are a purely French province, and then but there is one other bilingual province, and that is New Brunswick. Yeah.
So
What's
there are-
New Brunswick's second language? German?
No, also French.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, so this French province is a part of the United Kingdom.
Yeah, well, it's just because it's a part of Canada. It's a part of Canada. It's not like our provinces are not like, you know how you guys, the United States is made up of 50 states that are united to make a country. Whereas, we have 10 provinces, but it's not like every province has the same amount of power as your states do. Yeah.
So one way to think about it, Greg, is that it's cultural. It's not continental or
But
like
our federal government governs all 50 states. And what I'm hearing is that the United Kingdom monarchy and whatever minister governs overall Canada.
Yeah, the Prime Minister, the only thing that the United Kingdom still does, sorry, the Commonwealth Games. Thank you. Sorry, it hit me in the head. The only thing that the UK does for us is that we still have a Governor General, which is technically, your version of the president of the United States, because like the king is still the head of our country, but they don't create any laws. So the prime minister is
So here you are. You ended up teaching high school history anyway on the show.
To the ignorant American.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about how 21st century disability was like. What was the inception of it? What was the inspiration, and where are you taking it?
That's a good question, Mark. Thank you for that. 21st century disability, when I first was coming up with ideas as a podcast, I got very interested in like disability history in my graduate degree. My thesis was all about academic accessibility in the post-secondary universe. And I focused on, I used my university as a case study. And so I sort of started to look at, I wanted to focus in on disability in the social model. So there's like a lot of people don't realize that there are different ways of looking at disability. So there are like multiple forms, but primarily there is two, and that is the medical model. The medical model is like the old school way of looking at disability, where as like you see the person that has the problem. Like I have the disability, so therefore I am the problem. Whereas the social model, which is my weapon of choice, uh, it it looks at disability as, yeah, I do have physical disability, but what is inhibiting me most is the environment that surrounds me. And so if there's all kinds of barriers around me, that is limiting me more than my actual disability.
Right. With
Because
this, yeah, it's a lack of coordination around disabilities. It's ableist social structures, both in the physical and then in the sort of the social.
that's exactly it. Yeah.
Yeah. So the inception of the podcast with the hope was to build awareness and to be able to have a place to put all the work you've done in the research you described. Where are you taking it? What are you looking forward to with the 21st Century Disability podcast as you want to do more?
Yeah, I think I'm just looking forward to just sort of showing the positive sides of disability. And just like, in all honesty, like I don't really see myself as disabled. I just see I'm just a guy that's seeing the world in a different light. And if there is a I always say how, if suddenly tomorrow they come out with this pill that solves muscular dystrophy, I would not take it. It's just like, because then I'd have to, uh, relearn how to live life, and I'm, I'm doing just great here. And so what I really want to do with 21st Century Disability is to promote all these different people and how they're living life so positively and doing amazing things, and also promote different modern day technologies that are helping to eliminate barriers for disability. Like right now, on one episode of my podcast, a couple months ago, I had a young student from the University of Ottawa, and she and a few students are starting a Kickstarter company that design adaptive robotic arms for people in power chairs, so that they can do things that they can't do on their own, like turn on lights or open doors or reach for something that's just out of their reach. Yeah. And so I found that so fascinating that I am now working with them, and I'm their head of accessibility and partnerships. So yeah, if people want to check out them, it's called Cielo Robotics. It's a really cool company.
All
How do
right.
you spell that?
It's SIELO robotics.
Okay.
Yeah.
SIELO. All right.
Yeah.
We'll put a link of. Do they have a website?
Yeah. SIELOrobotics.com. Yeah.
All right. We'll put that in our notes.
Along with our link to the 21st Century Disability podcast. It occurred to me while you were mentioning that it having a house robot, or actually like one of the Tesla robots or one of the other robots, might be one of the first ways society should deploy those things is for the disability community. Is that something you would want? Would you want to have like a Tesla robot around to do the dishes and do stuff like that?
I mean, it would be useful, but in all honesty, it would be very creepy. I don't know.
Only if you start a relationship with it.
Like, is this guy gonna like just choke me in my sleep, or like, yeah. I don't know. I think in my current situation, since I'm living in a hospital, like I've got nurses here who do things for me all the time. So I don't want to like get one just to eliminate their job, and that's a big thing for AI. I don't like. It's like, yeah, I don't like that, and so that's why like if I own like a gas station, it would be full serve. Because like that's a type of job that people need. You know what I mean? So yeah,
there's definitely ways that we could be more human with each other that would be helpful instead of automating more things, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it gives us purpose. It gives us direction. It gives us something to be caught in servitude for.
Yeah.
That was an attempt at dark humor, but it landed like a Led Zeppelin. Anyway,
you noticed.
Yeah, we all noticed the dead silence after it spoke. That's why I called it out, because I was the one uncomfortable with the dead silence.
There you go.
So when was the last time the Mets
had a chance at the World Series?
They're in the final. They were in the World Series in 2000. No, in 2015. 2015, they lost to the Royals, and then
I was rooting for them.
Yeah, me too. And then in 2000, in 2000, the year 2000, it was Yankees Mets. Obviously they got smoked. They won one game, but oddly enough, I was at the deciding game of the Yankees Mets World Series. Yeah, absolutely, it was fun.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
I am curious. So, for full transparency for me, when we saw your account on Podmatch, and I thought, oh, this is going to be hard for me to have Hollis as a guest. I'm not sure I want to enter this realm.
Okay.
And it's because of my preconceived elements of interacting with someone who I'm now in full agreement with you. I don't see anyone with a disability in this ride.
Mm-hmm.
But months ago, I did. And then to also hear you earlier say if they found a cure, you wouldn't take it because you are, the life you have is normal.
Yeah.
And there's a shock to my system in hearing that. Like, whoa, what are you saying? Which to me reverberates again with this element of abnormal. This person needs to be cured.
Yeah, no, not at all. I mean, I think they need to find cures for more serious and dramatic disabilities, like your friend with Huntington's disease and the majority of patients in the facility here that I have, or that I'm living in, have forms of ALS and things like that. That's a terrifying disease.
But it seems like you have a very deep spiritual sense of well-being. And I'm wondering if you came to the earth with that, or is it something you practiced and developed through spiritual or psychological practices?
Yeah, I think it was a combination of both, Greg. Like I honestly I've been blessed with growing up in a very, very supportive household. And also a household where, I was the youngest of 3 siblings, and none of them saw me as disabled. And I I've had this disability, and it's almost the same form of it all my life. And so I haven't had that sort of sense of loss from going from being able to walk to being able to barely breathe.
Do you find that that's a challenge with the people you're living with, where if it is degenerative, there's a psychological challenge as one's losing?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and when you have when you have a serious disability, and you become friends with a fellow community. Like I play power hockey, and it's just ball hockey with a bunch of people in power chairs, and it's a scary sport because it's full contact. But
Oh my God.
exactly. Uh, and you form bonds and friendships with these people. And I was friends with a lot of people who had Duchenne's muscular dystrophy, and there's about 12 or 14 of us that were a member of this support group as kids, and now there's only 2 of us still living. So, you've gotta get used to, like, you mature a lot early on when you're dealing with a serious disability. Um, Whether that's because of you have greater knowledge of a sense of loss or grief. You deal with a lot of grief early on. And my family is always supportive, and uh and my sister loves me to death. And I remember this one time, I had, like, it was very, very weird circumstance that I happened to burp as I was leaning forward to take off my sweater getting into bed, and I inhaled acid reflux, like,
Oh,
some
that's horrible.
yeah,
Oh,
so my heart rate shot up, and I was going to the ambulance to the hospital. And of course, as the EMTs arrive, I get a drunk dial from my sister saying, "Oh, Hollis, I love you so much." I'm like, "Hills, I don't have time for this. Like, I'm getting in an ambulance." And like, as soon as she heard that, it's like sober, like, and she's like, "Okay, where are you going?" I'm coming right now. I'm like, "No." I'm like, "Just sleep it off, and I'll see you in the morning." And I convinced my mom to do that somehow, but she was like, no, and she kept like calling me, and eventually I gave in and told her, and so she came flying into the emergency room and saw me on the journey, give me a big hug, and then as soon as she was done hugging me, she punched me in the arm as hard as she could. She's like, "Never do that again."
Like, always tell me where you are. I need to
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
That's brilliant.
yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So
Wow. Well, it's beautiful to be loved, and we
yeah,
need to love everyone better and better as we go forward in these lives.
absolutely. And I would not be the person I am today without my family and without a bunch of my friends that have been my friends for years. And yeah.
So do fights still happen with hockey the way you play hockey? Do people still get
People get frustrated with one another and swear. But we don't drop gloves or something like that.
and
No.
there's no battle bots in any of the chairs or anything?
No. There's no like robotic arms allowed. Yeah. Sadly.
I know. It would be brilliant if you were like Mad Max wheelchairs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And so I have broken my leg playing hockey, but
Wow,
yeah.
that's
But
crazy.
and my mom was not surprised or mad at me, but
Good.
then she's like, "Do you have your health card with you?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "No." And she's like, "Fine, I'll go get it." And then she called me 5 minutes later. She's like, "You don't have your health card with you?" And she's like, "This is why you always have your health card." Like,
Oh God.
she
Yeah.
wasn't pissed off at me for breaking my leg. She was seriously pissed off at me that I didn't have my health card. Like,
That's right. And are you
Yeah.
saying health card?
yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, health card.
Okay,
Yeah,
so it's like
Yeah.
it's okay.
yeah.
That's wild.
Our good old free healthcare system
Yeah,
here. Yeah,
that good
yeah.
old Canadian
That's why
healthcare.
when Trump was saying the Canadians would love to join the United States and our healthcare system, I'm like, are you kidding me? No. Like,
Yeah, our president says a lot of crazy things.
yeah.
He has a form of disability we haven't quite been able to map to anything yet,
Yeah.
Neurological.
except for maybe narcissistic personality disorder. But that's not
Oh,
necessarily. I guess
yeah.
that would be a disability, wouldn't it?
That is disability, yeah. Yeah.
All right. So in this realm that we just entered, I'm wondering, with your knowledge of history, do you see two things? Do you see the United States heading to a place where it's going to lose world domination the way Italy, Spain, England, France, on and on and on have
One
done?
time. Yeah.
And do you see the world itself moving to a place similar to the world wars of the past history?
Well, I think Trump is in power for very much longer, or I mean, he can't be president again, but if he starts to, get like Alzheimer's or some kind of odd cognitive disability that makes him suddenly decide to nuke China, then I think yes, we are close to a world war, but in like I think that it may be that the United States will be no longer the great superpower that it always has been in the modern day. And the world is history is cyclical, and so I don't think that one place can be the be all end all for like a long time. However,
Yeah.
it will still be very powerful, but not. Yeah.
But I think that power really lies in the aspirational elements of the Constitution, this idea of self-determination, freedom
Yeah.
of religion, equal justice under the law. Like those precepts, those ideations are what America is, not
Yeah.
superpower dominance.
Exactly. So if your next president brings you back to your ideals.
Sanity.
Yes, sanity. Yeah. Then I think that there is some hope for the United States. And yeah.
So I want to say one thing. You're incorrect about him being unable to have a third term. And he's been saying a lot, which is why I've been actually wondering and trying to figure out how.
I don't think there's no actual law against that, is there?
Well, it's a constitutional amendment. It's called the 22nd Amendment, and there is a law that says he can't be the president again by election.
Okay.
But what can occur is if there's a sufficient state of war, he can declare a national state of emergency and suspend the election.
Oh, yeah. Just like
Truman.
Or FDR.
I'm sorry, it was FDR. You're right.
Yeah.
And that's why they made the rule, actually, because there was no 22nd Amendment during FDR.
Right. I thought FDR got reelected a third term, and then they went, wait a minute, that's crazy.
Yeah.
The other piece I wanted to respond to what you said.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead. You're the guest. Interrupt.
You guys were so satisfied by your president in a wheelchair that,
we should try it again. You're ineligible to run, Hollis.
There you go. Yeah.
Anyway, the other thing I was going to say is that despite what people think, you can't actually just order a nuclear strike as the president. You can give the order, but there's a bunch of other pieces in the military chain of command that have to concur with it.
Okay.
Before they'll execute it. So even if he gets, some kind of mad, crazed version of it, unless there's actually the process of DEFCON 1 being declared, then they can't actually launch.
Okay.
Thankfully.
Thank goodness. Yeah.
Knock on wood. Yes.
He can't do one of those just just sign an executive order.
Right. Yeah.
There'd have to be a really good reason, unlike what he did in Iran.
Exactly. His quote unquote special assign how did he describe that Iran?
Well, and it was Venezuela too. We quickly forget this guy's been on a rampage for a while.
Yeah, and he thinks that he needs to get the Peace Prize. It's no.
Oh God, that's
well, let's not go down the Trump rabbit hole too far. There's plenty of podcasts for that if you want to go down the Trump rabbit hole. But let's again, as people are thinking about your good sense of humor, your intelligence, and what you're doing with 21st Century Disability, what are ways that you hope to interact with the audience? How can the audience get a hold of you and find what you're doing?
Well, my audience can get a hold of me on social media. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky, or they can.
And what's your tag for that? Is it at Hollis Peirce or is it at 21st Century Disability? What's the
both? On Instagram, I have at Hollis Peirce. Peirce spelled P-E-I, not P-I-E. As you can see on the screen. And my tag for my podcast on Instagram is at 21ST century disability, and Facebook is 21st century disability, just spelled out. And then on Blue Sky, it's 21 ST stent disability at bsky .bsky.social. It's it's very very weird system.
It occurs to me, Mark this past week has been in a place of looking for human connection and putting down the phone and being in dialogue with people. And I was earlier, Hollis, going to ask you if you had advice for people who to interact with disability people. And what occurs to me is just do it. We're human. We're going to make mistakes. They can be corrected.
Exactly. And you know, like people always like, if I'm in the grocery store and there's a little like 2-year-old or 3-year-old just staring at me and their mom tells them don't stare, I'm like, no, like I'll say hi to the person, like I'll interact with. I will purposely say, "Hey, buddy," just so that they, they're not terrified of me. Yeah, and by doing things like saying, "Oh, no, just ignore them," that's going way in the wrong direction. Yeah, but you're right, Greg. Just say hello if they can say hello. If they can't, that you will learn how they say hello. One thing about me is that I do like handshaking, but people always give me what I call the gimp handshake because
like you're made of glass.
yeah, and like because I can't extend my arm out fully, so people are very fearful of sort of going into my personal space and grabbing onto my hand. And so but I grab on face. Yeah, definitely.
Dive in, experience life. People are people.
Exactly. You're not
And get consent, because not every disabled person is like you in the sense of how they feel about their personal space. You're not, guys are not a monolith.
Yeah, you can ask them, "Can I shake your hand?" Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And some people are not verbal, but they have a speaking board, and they can say yes, no, yeah.
Well, we have a question that we ask everyone, but before we get to that, there's been some really interesting news that came out recently, and I just want to get your take on that before we move on to the final question on the call. There was a lot of information released about UFOs this week. How do you feel? What's your take on extraterrestrials or UFOs? What do you think about all this?
Well, first of all, they're real. I don't know about this news. I haven't heard this.
Yeah, I haven't heard
as of
one.
late. But I think it's like I am not. I was baptized as a young child, but I am not a religious person at all anymore. But when I was growing up and I was listening to sermons in church, and they started saying things that I completely disagreed with. Like I think it was coming out to the period in time where the church was deciding whether or not they would recognize same-sex marriage, and they said that my minister said, according to her interpretation of the Bible, they said that same-sex marriage is a sin, and I'm like, no, you can't tell someone who or like who they love. like it's just like love is love, man. It's not something to be fearful of. And and so I'm not a spiritual guy. I am an atheist. I don't believe that there's a God that made us. I think that, dinosaurs are a real thing, and we came through evolution. Chimps are our closest relatives, and
Wait, are you saying dinosaurs are extraterrestrial beings?
no, not at all. Not at
We
all.
got off the extraterrestrial path.
Well, he's
Yeah,
leading back to it if you just give him a
yeah.
chance.
So exactly, and so I think that it is egotistical that in the size of this universe, we are less than a speck of dust in the universe that we live in, and so I think it's egotistical to sort of believe that we were created to perfection by God. And so yes, I do believe that there is something else out there. But it might be that we don't even recognize what it is. Yeah.
Do you
So
see
the thing-
movies?
Do I see movies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
did you see what
The
was
Project Hail
whole-
Mary?
Yeah.
Yeah. I went to it in the theater last weekend or a couple weekends ago. It is awesome. Yeah.
Awesome. And its portrayal of a different reality for an extraterrestrial being, like that spaceship, was mind-boggling.
Yeah. And I'm actually reading the book right now. And it is even more entertaining than the movie was.
I've
Yeah.
Wow.
heard they're both brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah. So Mark, what is the UFO news?
So last week, the White House, along with several other agencies, released a giant stack of previously secret information, like a huge. There's all these files, all these videos of UFO information. So it's like a big dump, kind of like the Epstein files was.
Oh wow.
And, but a bunch
So-
of it is.
There's a dark joke in that.
I felt it when I said it.
They're distracting us with that, and rather than opening the Epstein.
Honestly, I'd much rather think about aliens than that guy for a while. Like, I think we all pretty much get the picture of what he was up to. And
Yeah,
but
and Trump was up to there. But anyways, UFOs.
I tend to lean towards the interdimensional aspect as opposed to the physical journey, because the physics of intergalactic and intersolar travel are quite the hill to get over. Like, that's a tough one to get over. So the idea of parallel universes, I think, is not as necessarily as challenging to get over myself. I mean, I'm not a quantum physicist, so I wouldn't know the degree of difficulty of getting to another universe and at light speed or greater, or just traversing it to a new, parallel universe. They both seem impossible from one angle, but that's kind of where I lean is this sort of the 3D visual spectrum that we're able to engage with because of our biology isn't the whole picture. It's just the limit of our senses. And so it's likely that there's possible forms of life that can exist between the atoms or between the electromagnetic structures of our particular physical universe. That's how I see it.
That's very interesting. And then I've also heard like some maybe scientists, I can't remember, saying that saying that there may be like no evolutionary evidence of octopi or octopus, and how like
They might be aliens.
They might be aliens. So like it might be that their genetics hit Earth on a asteroid or something like that. Yeah.
Cephalopods are weird for sure. And they've got personalities. So that's also weird.
Yeah.
That, you know, if I ever got like really good telepathy, I think I'd want to talk to porpoises and cephalopods just to kind of get their story.
Okay, Dr. Doolittle.
Yeah.
Thank you. I feel seen.
Yeah.
All right, here we go, Hollis. This is the question we ask all our guests. Greg and I love this question. We take it actually quite seriously. We look forward to this part of the process every time. And so stand by. Greg will ask the question.
All right, Hollis, final question. Eminem or Foo Fighters?
Foo Fighters.
Ah!
Yeah.
Hey, are you familiar with the Tiny Desk concerts?
Yes.
Foo Fighters just came out a couple of days ago on Tiny Desk concerts.
Really? Yeah, I'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
However, okay, Eminem has his place. Eminem is a great entertainer. Now, did you guys see the highlight of Ed Sheeran's concert in Detroit?
No.
With Eminem.
Well, because Ed Sheeran was in Detroit in that like massive football stadium, and he said, you know, Detroit, anytime I'm in town, I feel like, you know, singing some Eminem. Do you guys mind if I sing some Eminem to you? And then he started doing the bump, 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 on his little acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
then when he hit the chorus, Eminem popped out of the ground of the stage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. That was,
I gotta find that video, man. I
yeah,
gotta
you
see
should
that.
look that up on YouTube. It's amazing.
All right, Hollis, what an amazing time. You're so fun to hang out with. Thank you for joining us. And we will put all of the various elements of how to get a hold of you and the 21st Century Disability Podcast in the show notes. And what a great ride. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah. And just like I feel like I'm a bit at home here because when you guys kept on referring to it as a ride, and at the beginning of every one of my podcasts, I say, hop in, let's go for a ride.
A ride.
Yeah.
Recording stopped.